Gaming laptops are supposed to be powerful, but let's be honest, they are not built to last. I've seen my fair share of flashy designs that feel cheap the moment you pick them up. So when I got my hands on the Predator Helios Neo 16, I was pretty confused. Could it actually deliver that premium feel, or it was just another pretty face? The first thing that caught my eye, the all-metal lid. It's sleek, polished, and tough enough to handle daily wear and tear. But here's the real question. Does it live up to the hype? Or is it all style and no substance? When it comes to the gaming laptop, durability and designs are as important as the performance. You want something that can handle daily wear and tear while still looking sharp. I will admit I was a bit doubtful at first. A lot of gaming laptops looks great, but they are flimsy and heavy. I wondered if Helios 16 could balance all of this: durability, style, and portability. It's all metal and it instantly gives the laptop a premium feel. I was doubtful at first. After using it for some days, I'm impressed. The matte finish with silver accents is clean and modern, and it doesn't pick up fingerprints easily. The Predator logo on the lid has customizable neon RGB glow. The exhaust vents on the sides and the backs are functional yet aggressive looking, with silver accents that ties the design together. The design bezels around the screen make the display feel immersive, and there is a 720p webcam on top. Nothing fancy, but it works. When it comes to the build quality, Acer nailed it. The metal lid is solid with no flex under pressure, and the keyboard deck feels just as sturdy. It's built for heavy use. That said, it's not lightweight. At 2.6 kilos, it's noticeable, and with the adapter, it's 3.4 kilos. Not the most portable, but the weight adds to its durability. The hinges is smooth, opening with one hand and staying put at any angle up to 170 degrees. For everyone watching from Dehradun, Uttarakhand, this laptop is provided to us by Digital Stores, one of the largest and most trusted laptop stores in the city. They offer a wide range of laptops from top brands at some of the best prices. Want to know more about the Digital Stores? Check out the details linked in the description box down below. The keyboard is full-sized with a numpad, something I appreciate for gaming and productivity. The 1.5mm key travel gives a satisfying clicky feel without being exhausting during long sessions. And the RGB lighting with 4 customizable zones, you can choose from wave, breathing, or static lighting to match your style. There are even dedicated keys for performance modes, Predator Sense for system tweaks, and a Copilot key for AI features. The feedback is great, no flex, and the anti-ghosting is perfect for gaming. As for the touchpad, it's big, precise, and smooth. While it's not the glass, the matte finish feels nice and tracks well thanks to the Windows precision drivers. Gestures like 2-finger scrolling and pinch to zoom work seamlessly, and the clicks are responsive. And the placement is perfect, centered, and out of your way during intense gaming sessions. Overall, the Neo 16 nails the basic, with some added gaming-friendly flair. Whether you are working through tasks or gaming late into the night, it's a solid setup. Now when it comes to the ports, on the left side you have got the essentials: an RJ45 Ethernet port for that solid lag-free connection, a USB 3.1 Type A for your go-to peripherals, and a micro SD card reader, which is super useful for creators moving files around. Of course, there is a 3.5mm headphone microphone jack for wired audio. Over the right side, it's more of the same versatility. Another USB 3.1 Type A for extra peripherals, but the real magic happens at the back. You have got the DC in port for charging, an HDMI 1 for high resolution external display, and 2 Thunderbolt 4 port, which is a nice feature for this laptop. And I haven't seen like these type of features on a Windows laptop, I mean a gaming laptop. And these are the game changers. You are looking at a 40 GB per second speed, supports for external GPUs, multiple 4K displays, and power delivery. Basically, these ports can do everything. For wireless, you have got Wi-Fi 6E for faster and more reliable internet, plus Bluetooth 5.2 for all your wireless peripherals. Overall, the port layout is super well thought out. Now, the display on the Neo 16 is where the things get interesting. At 16 inches with 16:10 aspect ratio, it feels spacious, perfect for gaming, multitasking, or even creative work. The WXGA resolution, which means 1920x1200, isn't 4K, but it strikes a great balance between sharpness and performance, delivering plenty of details for gaming and productivity. The IPS panel is another standout. Wide viewing angles? Absolutely. Accurate colors? You bet. With 100% sRGB color coverage, it's a solid choice for content creators who need color accuracy. Then there is a 165Hz refresh rate. It's buttery smooth, ideal for fast-paced games like shooters or racing titles. And with the anti-glare coating, it performs just as well in bright room as it does in dark one. For creators, the 16:10 aspect ratio is a game changer, offering extra vertical space for editing timelines or documents. And for the media consumption, the vibrant colors, sharp resolution, and thin bezels make everything feels immersive without being overwhelming. Now, this laptop comes with the NVIDIA graphic card, so it comes with NVIDIA G-Sync, which is the cherry on top. This machine was built to grow with you, and I was curious if it could handle upgrades and heavy workloads without breaking a sweat. Starting with the RAM, out of the box you get 16GB of DDR5 RAM clocked at 5600 MHz, which is plenty for gaming, productivity, and even light content creation. But here's where it gets interesting. There are two RAM slots, one's already filled with the 16GB stick, so you can easily bump it up to 32 gigs by adding another stick or even go with a bigger with higher capacity modules. For storage, the default setup includes a 1TB PCI Zen 4 SSD. Micron drivers are snappy, so expect quick load times for games and fast file transfers. But the real win here is the two M.2 slots once occupied by the 1TB drive. But you can add a second SSD or swap the current one for something even larger. And since both slots are PCI Zen 4, you are getting blazing fast speeds for everything from gaming to creative workflows. Now don't forget the cooling, because all that power needs to be managed, and Acer didn't cut corners here. Dual fans with Acer's so-called 3D aeroblade technology ensures efficient airflow. Now the liquid metal cooling on the CPU and the GPU is next level. It's supposed to keep things cool even during heavy gaming sessions, but only the thermal stress test will tell the whole story. Now the vector heat pipes spread heat evenly, so performance stays steady. And of course, there are quad exhaust vents, two on the sides and two on the back, to push all of that hot air and keep everything running smooth. Now let's talk about the heart of the Helios Neo 16, the Intel Core i7-14700HX. I was curious to see if this processor could live up to its hype, and let me tell you, it's seriously impressive. The 14700HX boasts a solid single core score of 121 and a multi-core score of a massive 1345. That means this thing is lightning fast. Next, in Geekbench 6, this chip doesn't disappoint. With a 2842 single-core score and 13600 multi-core score, the 14700HX handled both single-threaded and multi-threaded workloads with ease. This chip crushes Blender 3.3 classroom rendering, finishing a render in just 243 seconds. If you are working in 3D or doing intensive creative tasks, the time saving is a game changer. You will get more done faster without having to wait around for renders to finish. The 14700HX flexes its muscles with a 3D Mark Time Spice CPU score of 14805. It works great for games that rely heavily on the CPU, but for the GPU demanding games, we have to look at the gaming benchmarks of the RTX 4050. So the first up is the Red Dead Redemption 2. On the ultra settings at 1200p native resolution, the Helios Neo 16 leads the pack with 68 FPS, surpassing the Strix G16 and the Legion 5i even without DLSS or frame generation. Flip on the DLSS in balanced mode and the Helios Neo pushes up to the 83 FPS. While the competition stays around 77 to 78, that extra boost makes for a noticeable smoother gaming experience. Next, Cyberpunk 2077. This game is notoriously tough to run, but the Helios Neo 16 continues to impress. It hits 88 FPS without DLSS, ahead of the Asus and the Lenovo. Turn on the DLSS to the balanced and the Neo 16 pulls ahead again. If you are looking for a smoother, higher FPS gaming experience, this is the way to go. For the Ghost of Tsushima, the Acer holds its own with 68 FPS at high settings, but where it really shines is when frame generation is enabled. The Neo 16 jumps to 130 FPS while the other two stays in the 120 FPS range. Finally, the Warzone. All three laptops performs pretty well, hitting 125 FPS, but the Helios Neo edges out the competition once DLSS is turned off, surpassing the Lenovo's 125 FPS, the solid 135 FPS. Now let's talk about the audio, thermals and battery life, because these are the areas where our gaming laptop often makes or breaks the experience. Starting with the speakers, they get reasonably loud, reaching 78.5 decibels, which should cover most everyday needs. But when it comes to the bass, it's definitely on the weaker side, quieter than average with some room for improvement in how the tones transition. It's not bad, but it's not top tier either. Let's talk about thermal and noise. If you are playing Ghost of Tsushima without DLSS or frame generation, this laptop heats up. The CPU runs around 86 to 90 degrees Celsius and the GPU sits at 75 to 78 degrees Celsius. That's pretty warm, but the real kicker is the fan noise. It's not exactly quiet, more like a loud conversation or a vacuum running in the next room. The keyboard gets a little warm too, around 35 to 40 degrees Celsius, and the bottom of the laptop, you will definitely feel some heat around 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. When it comes to the power, this thing pulls about 90 to 95 watts during gaming. So you are looking at around 1.5 to 2 hours of battery life. Not ideal, right? Now add DLSS to the mix and things improve a bit. If you want the best performance, expect fans to spin, temperature to rise, and battery life to drain quickly. If you are okay with dialing things down, you can have better experience and stretch your battery life. Just keep an eye on this noise and temperature. because it can get pretty toasty. Now after testing it across games, creative apps and everyday tasks, here's my final take on the Helios Neo 16. It's a powerhouse that balances performance, design and versatility incredibly well. All the metal builds feel premium, the 16-inch display is vibrant and smooth, and the i7-14700HX handles everything from gaming to creative work with ease. That said, it's not perfect. At around 2.6 kilos, it's not the most portable, and the battery life while gaming is also limited to 1.5 and 2.5 hours. But if you are after a gaming laptop that delivers top tier performance, a premium build, and room to grow, the Helios Neo 16 is the fantastic option. It's built for gamers and creators who want a machine that can handle anything. If you can live with the weight, fan noise, and the average battery life, the Helios Neo 16 won't disappoint. It's a high performance machine that's ready for whatever you throw at it. By the way, if you are considering picking up the Helios Neo 16, then you can find the best buying links down below in the description box. They are the affiliate links, so when you make a purchase through them, you are helping me keep the channel running and support more honest reviews like this one. I would love to hear what you think about the Acer Predator Helios Neo 16. If you found this review helpful, drop a like, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching and I will catch you in the next one.